Hello, and welcome to the Seeking Heaven channel. And Happy New Year. It's 2024, and we're going to do this together next year, right? We're going to have a lot of fun, set goals together, and look at some really interesting spiritual topics. So, welcome. If you haven't been to the Seeking Heaven, the Near-Death Experience, and Other Phenomena channel, please subscribe. And some of you watch, you haven't subscribed. Please subscribe so you don't miss anything. I have a lot of fascinating guests, including myself, which I've had 6 near-death experiences. I'm an evidential medium, a trance and conscious channeler, as well as a contactee and UFO experiencer. So I'm what do you call a multiple spiritually transformative experiencer. So before I tell you about something super exciting that's coming up that's free for you, and I want you to be a part of it, I want to first invite you to sign up and get my newsletter on my Ascension School, Academy of Divine Wisdom. With that, you'll get a free Christ-like meditation. And when you sign up for that, you will see classes and things that are coming up. I am having toward the end of the month, let me see, it's right here. I'm having the quantum time jumping and dimensional exploration. That's coming up at the end of the month. January 30th on a Saturday. I had to move that during the holidays. So I got a little flu bug. So I had to move it toward the end of January. So this is going to be cool. I'm going to be showing you how I do dimensional time jumping and going to other dimensions. You can go forward in time, back in time. Oh, yes, time is fluid. And you can even change the outcome and to a desired effect. So that's kind of cool. So wanted to mention that. Also, on my Ascension School, you can sign up for and get a session. I do light code activations, past life and soul discovery, earth mission channeling, angelic transmissions, coding, galactic starseed channeling, spiritual mentorship, as well as coaching. And those of you that would like to have, an Akashic life path session, especially with this new year, you want to know what's going on. What are you? I can psychically and akashically look at variations of things that you might be interested in. And those of you that are grieving, I am a highly trained evidential medium. I have been talking to spirits since 3 years old, and have trained in the British style of evidential mediumship. And again, please sign up for my channel and consider being a member or donating. Every little bit helps. And I have a diverse topics that I cover, from NDEs, OBEs, STEs, and so forth, light code activations, Bigfoot. I mean, I got a lot I cover. As well as, finally, you can support this channel by buying a t-shirt or some merchandise in the Seeking Heaven channel. And these are custom designed by me. I am a designer. All right, cool beans. Let's get back on this ultimate star beings. There I am in a galactic outfit on a starship, really where I'd like to be. So there's a conference coming. You can see me somewhere. I think I'm on the second row. Yeah, there I am near Alan Steinfeld, who's going to be a guest. I'm going to be interviewing him toward the end of January. So he's going to be a guest. I'm super excited. But there's this Star Beings conference that's coming up January 12th through the 15th. I want you to register. I'm going to show you where to register. I'm going to tell you what's going on. It's going to be super cool. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Now, I'm speaking Monday. Write this down. Write it down right now. You don't want to forget it. I am speaking that Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's PST, which would be 7 o'clock Eastern time if you're on the East Coast. So, and you can do the math if you're anywhere else. Okay, so East Coast, the UK and Ireland is 5-hour difference, so ahead. Okay, so you can add that up if you want to do that. But I want to tell you where you can sign up, and that is, I'm going to scroll it at the bottom. That's portaltoascension.org. And Neil Gar has been so gracious to ask me to co-host, which I will be co-hosting, as well as speaking on that Monday the 15th at 4 p.m. PST and 7 p.m. Eastern time. So do not miss it. It's an hour long. It's super cool. I put a lot. If you all haven't seen my PowerPoint presentations, I put a lot into it. Okay. Just like my courses, they're very deep. The rabbit hole goes very deep. And I like to use a lot of visuals. So sign up below for this Portal to Ascension, and you'll see immediately what's coming up, which is the Starseeds. Okay. So the star beings, you've got, there's Neil Gar over to the side there. You've got Craig Campabasso, who's been on the channel, on the Seeking Heaven channel many times. Incredible person. So has Mary Rodwell. This was Althea Alonzo. And Deborah Gusti. We're going to be having her on. We've had Joan of Angels on. I'm going to be getting some more of these people on I've had Geraldine Orozco on. And I will be introducing Flo Karuna, which when we did the Atlantis thing for Portal to Ascension, it was amazing that he and I both spoke Atlantean, the same language, which we don't even know each other. I think Flo is in Canada. So, but we're going to be discussing the importance of not only first contact, what that means to us, but the way I interpreted it and the way what you're going to hear from me. The star beings is us, right? Many of us are hybrids or star beings. It's in our DNA, and we're here at this point in time. And so many of us, including myself, how do you like my hollow deck, by the way? Very cool, huh? And so many of us feel like something big is going to happen in 2024. Now, with that, some of I personally feel, is the nefarious things going out there. I don't need to describe what that is. You can put that together yourself. That they kind of panic and want to up things, and there's some bad behavior that occurs, and then there's some very positive outcomes from this, very positive, and it's really about humanity coming together and not being so separated. And it's really it's about, it's something more than that. It's about our birthright to be here and to have a better life and to live without fear, and to be more of a mindset of like Jesus, the love. It's about being more loving to one another. So I think that's the positive outcome. But part of it, I feel like that this disclosure with what we see, I'm not talking about the reptilians or the grays, that's a separate thing, but I'm talking about all these other ultra dimensional, higher level, evolved, almost angelic. I'm not saying the angel, they're at a higher level. All they know is love. Okay. They're like an angelic vibration. Okay. That's all I mean. And we can't, a lot of these, they're not ETs, but ultra dimensionals. We can't see them because their vibration is so high. If we saw them, it might look like light beings, but they are there. And we are, we've seen physically in this realm ships, but so many of us star seeds or hybrids, like myself, I'm a celestial Syrian hybrid. And that's a whole story how this took years to all this coming out. It was like, wow. Okay, that's a whole story there. And when I do the angel conference with Portal to Ascension, I'll describe that. I will go into this talk. I want to tell y'all that I'm going to be covering this time is star beings, the modern Jedi. Oh, yeah, we're going to Star Wars this thing up. And we're going to be talking about how the people that are open-minded, like yourself, that we are the modern Jedis. We are the cavalry. And we need to do our part and be spiritually mature to step up to help others and help people and understand this world in which we live, not in anger. And when you look at the Jedi and you look at the code of the Jedi, which I'm going to be talking about some of that, a little bit. It's not heavily with that. I'm going to be talking about my own personal experiences and contact experiences. And I am going to go into other things, but I will talk about how so much the code of the Jedi, the ethics, the code of ethics, that it's about peace and serenity and harmony. And the force is the life force, right? The light within us. And so that's where we want to focus on our strength with our inner light and our connection to the divine, right? And so versus selfishness and greed and power and overtaking, which is the Seth, right? So I'm not going to go too much into that, but I am going to be talking about my time. This is not really the best. I'm going to see if I can draw some pictures before the event, but this is this ball in the center. I did astrally go on, well, I've been on it several times. I remember the first time I went, it was pretty cool. On the Galactic Federation, and Astor introduced himself, and I'll explain Commander Ashtar, what he said, drew a picture of him. And he said, it's time for you to remember who you are. He said, I'm a galactic ambassador for um, the Syrian nation. So I was like, okay. And it was an energy force. It was like a ball, but it didn't look like it had a light, like a light in the middle, and it didn't have a hole in the bottom. It was encased around like a little, I don't know, like a little embankment, almost you'd see like at a garden. And then you did see open windows, but you didn't have all this stuff here. But I am going to be talking about that, what happened on the ship. As you can see, I'm on some kind of ship here. And I'm going to be also giving a message from Commander Aster, Commando Aster. I guess that's the Hispanic version. And I'm going to be talking about him. Now, when he came to me, he had a little bit wider face than that, and he had his hair parted in the middle, and he had it skinned back behind, and it was about here. He looked, and he had a collar stood up. I had never seen this guy before, okay, because I just didn't remember always I was a star seed till recently. So there's hope for everybody, and that you can remember. And I will tell you, I have done many hours, 375 hours of past life, and many years ago, I was having Arcturus and Arcturian and all these things come up, but it just wasn't real to me. But then when I started having more personal things occur to me, then it became more real. And one of it was the Aster, and he had wide set eyes. I mean, he looked like someone who would be like in a Swedish band. So I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to give a message from him. And it's amazing story, me being on the Galactic Federation, and also my experience contacting, seeing actual Syrian UFOs like beside my car. My husband was witness to that, who is normal acting. He's not like me. Somebody's going to be normal in the family, right? And so he goes, look at that, and they're right by the car. There's 4 or 5 right by the car, and then a huge one by me, which was like a red lava looking thing, like a ball, and it followed us about 10 minutes, and I had this immense sense of love. So I'm going to talk about that, try to describe that, and describe what happened afterwards, because anytime you see a UFO, you get a download. What kind of download that is, I don't know, but there's a transference of information or abilities. So they're watching us. We are not alone. So we're going to talk about that. And I want to end on mine with a call to action about how we need to come together in love and unity, and that you know the way I describe it is like it being energetically in a room. You can tell if someone has a bad vibe or a low, what is it, a negative vibe, right, versus someone that doesn't. And that's the same things with these star beings. Some are very high vibe, much higher than us, much higher. I am an evidential medium, much higher in vibration than our family members, and they're pretty high vibe coming from heaven, the ones that I talk to, that have crossed over in heaven. There's different levels. We won't get into that, but the ones I talk to are very high vibe. They're even higher vibe, the ones that I speak to. But just like people, I'm sure there's some that are lower vibe, and we want to be able to have that discernment. But we shouldn't live in fear, but be excited about the future, and just to know that, that we are here now for a reason, and that reason is to be part of this, and to love one another and lift each other up. So together we are going to be talking about these topics again. Make sure you register. Let's see if I've got, yeah, that's going to be at portaltoascension.org. You can see it there. And I will be co-hosting. uh, I didn't mention this, so write this down. Okay, so I'm speaking Monday, January the 15th, 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and it's gonna be good. Okay, uh, and we're gonna have a surprise visit from a Jedi Master. Okay, so don't miss it. But I am also on the Ascension panel at 2 p.m. PST, and that would be 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I will be on the Ascension panel. This is going to be live streaming this event on the Seeking Heaven channel. Ta-da! Surprise! This is going to be streaming. So you may say, why do I need to register? You're not going to be able to attend probably 5 days, okay? And what I like to do is I like to watch it later, and then you kind of speed up if you get the free replays when you register, right? And then you can speed through, oh, not so interested in this topic, and then forward to the next one. And so you're able to see the whole thing. And so it's going to be a lot, but this is important now. I really feel in 2024, we're going to have some disclosure. We're going to have a lot of upheaval, more than we've ever seen. But we're also going to have some magnificent, beautiful, divine, angelic interaction. And also humanity. I believe that it's not going to be everybody, but it's going to be you watching, the open-minded ones, the ones that wants a better world, that are going to rise up, not with a weapon, but with love in their heart. That how do Jedi's fight? With the light within. What is that? Connecting to source. So, we are spiritual beings, and we are not alone. We are together in this. I don't know if you notice this, but we are going through this together. We're in this world, not alone. So we are just not alone, whether we want to be or not. We are not. And even when I do evidential medium readings, they do not show up one at a time. I get a whole handful. Your uncle's here, your so and so. Now, he fought in the war with him, but he also gave you his bicycle's really oldness in your shed. Oh yeah, they all show up. They all. Oh, and then your mom's here saying that you used to do her nails, and da 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 da. I mean, they all show up. The big cluster of them. So if they come through in spirit as a cluster, right, excited to talk to their loved ones here, we also, when we're in our sleep state, we visit one another, we check on one another, and we help others by ministering in that way, even through healings and our sleep time. So we're in this together, and it's going to be good, but we need to put on our big girl panties for 2024. So I'm going to say it's going to be crazy. Okay. And I do get a